the foundations of their game.
Yeah. While we're on the half by round for EDG,
Cage triggered.
not as much danger into this one. I mean, I've got to sing the praises of some of the Giants players, I think, as well. In terms of utility, Cloud and Rhyme, especially when Rhyme's on the breach, their initiator util is fantastic. They always pick the right timings for it, able to follow up and set up their team. You can see the dog now getting a ton of information. They know that nobody's here.
I mean, Cloud in particular, I think, is one of the most underrated players that we have at the event. Everybody from EMEA, everybody that's watched Cloud singing his praises repeatedly, but he's never really had that enormous success at an international tournament that would get the hearts and minds behind him in the same way that EDG have quite clearly captured hearts and minds coming into this tournament with their Tokyo run.
This could be their stage. You see Andy Flashblade dropping down. He's able to collect so many of these kills. All going his way. A space created. Howdong seemed aware of it, yeah. Expending the Cypher ults, yeah.
Love that as well. Rhyme goes for the final kill. That was the ult point that he needed to get the Rolling Thunder online. The small things, that's now going to give them an additional tool to work with in this eco pivot round, where EDG can get knocked back down to bad weaponry. And what better tool would you want to deal with a potential op on the side of Kangkang than a Rolling Thunder?
The Giants are coming ready.
The question for me is, have EDG adapted? They took the time out before an eco round. What's the adaptation?
Well, they purchased the operator once more. It's going to be located into mid, while the rest of the Giants, yeah, it's bursty. It's a flash, a satchel, getting some of that control of a ramp. Now Trailblazer just getting a little bit deeper, gaining that ground and control of it. Still got Seekers available to him. Rolling Thunder, that's going to clear out into the site. Smoggy is really in trouble. Has to dash to get back. Kang. He pounces on any sort of chances. EDG just raining in the bullets. The attempt is there from Giants. Bit of an evacuation attempt. Hoodie, the TP towards the side. Ryan was still locked into the corner, but he is cleaned up anyway. Even it down to just the one. Nuki alive, and they know, surely, they definitely do now. It's a 1v2. Good movement to isolate one of those fights, but no, Chichu wrapping right behind with the backstab. And so, able to steadily get these rounds going.
And that's not the value that Ryan was looking for with the Rolling Thunder there. He was hoping to catch people on site that were hard anchoring. And instead, everybody from EDG managed to get out through the smoke and screens. So, didn't really find the value that they were looking for from the Breach ultimate, and EDG hold on with Kangkang pushing through a smoke in heaven to get some value out of the operator. This is still going to be a very good half, though, either way you slice it. And another few rounds to play for. 3 of them where EDG now looking like they want to challenge aggressively over towards Garage. This is different. A trap play, looking for someone that was going to be fighting there. Hoping perhaps to catch Fatinho, going for that double blast pack. And look how quickly that's put Kangkang on a deep line.
This has to be anticipated, though, and expected. Far back positioning by Hoodie. His job really just to contain this. He's pinging it out like there could be a push attempt. He's actually lost line of sight onto that angle, but Giants don't really have too many concerns of that. Again, as soon as they clear out mid, realize the operator isn't here. Now they work their way down, making a tiny bit of noise, but let's see if it's heard as a reclear by EDG as well. Look at this, fully grouped up right behind them, and Chichu's job just to really contain. Lay it down to snake bites now, a bit of fire.
The flank, though, the
flank, right behind them, and that's what I was calling out earlier. EDG, they have taken up all that space, and they are not aware of it. Howdong shuts that down with the util out in their hands, and they are putting the squeeze right onto them.
No way! How on earth has he done that?
That is ridiculous!
There's no world where you should be able to get even 2 from that spot.
Show me that again.
How has he gotten 4? He's
Show
stuck.
me that again.
He is stuck, completely isolated on an island in a heaven. What was this?
Yeah, that's insane.
Oh my God.
Holy.
Play of the tournament, I think, there. So far, at least. Early days, of course. What was that?
Blinded.
Sometimes it feels like this Giant squad lives or dies by Fatinho's form. And part of that can be how he's set up, how intelligent the game plan is, how good the initiator utility is. Sometimes it's just, is he hitting? And boy, is he hitting today.
It's a real win condition on top of all the clear preparation that they've already unleashed onto them. This is going to grant them a lot of knowledge. EDG at least, pushing deep out of there, but I believe that's going to get heard by Nuki. I mean,
I'm not going to lie, Brent, I'm still rattled from the Fatinho.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still rattled.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I mean, it was already going to be a good half from Giants. They didn't need that. They didn't need it. Now they're going into Smoggy, who might have a chance to do something similar.
Well, Smoggy thinks his area was cleared out prior. He's brought down. He had the knives as well. He was really going to be the crux of any attempt to turn this one. Instead, now Giants can really clear out most of this. Still diligent, the clearance and flushing out, using a showstopper as well, watching for it. That's unfortunate for nobody.
The showstopper had been out for so long, I don't think nobody considered it could still be active.
Suspected it. Paranoia connecting here. Crossfire setup, Hoodie was caught into the corner. This is dangerous. Now they're starting to really flood out onto ramp and regaining main control. Rhyme doesn't know which way to look, yet still looks it down, finds a target, but he was being squeezed by Howdong, but still, it's just one player. What can Howdong really do in this? 1v2, damage under Fatinho. Fatinho going to be waiting for the right time as well, playing off his teammates' contact. This is actually quite brilliant. As soon as Cloud takes it, yeah, that was going to be the response. Safe hands.
EDG were forced to take an eco in that round, hoping that Smoggy's Niners could do something. And the reason being so that they can buy up here for round 12. Best case scenario, an 8-4 half for EDG. Did not think we'd be in that position, but I could just sense something from the quiet confidence again from Pipson during the map veto.
Oh, yeah.
It really felt like he knew something.
His chest.
He did.
Instantly, as soon as the bans came out.
Now Kang is going for a glass cannon operator in the final round here as Fatinho picks up one of his own.
Cover going out.
Last chance.
Not where Hoodie was aiming to go, I don't think.
Probably towards the high ground, but
might end up mattering, actually.
Yeah, he could have absolutely punished this, but Kang might still get punished. It's so dangerous. Damage done. There's no way you go for the repeat, but listen, he's never lacking confidence, is he?
And that was with no armor. I mean, all of the damage that goes through the wall there is even more impactful in that kind of situation.
Shot missed, though. This is a EDG looking to try and take matters into their own hands here. A lot of util being used to clear this one out, though, by Giants. Pushing them back once more. There's still a minute on the clock, and they do have that player advantage, so don't have to worry too much. Nobody forced to use a flash A is concerned that he lost control of ramp.
And the mid-fight's coming through for EDG, but so late in the half. Chishu's done a great job there of picking up Nuki on the other side of things, who pings out the positioning of the defensive Viper, and Giants are going to call for a push through B.
They should be able to get into the side here, but time down to 34 seconds. Oh, Paranoia's dropped down. Smoke popped up. Here's the flashes close to the corner as well. Paranoia is excellent. The movement. Fatinho all the way into the site. The fault line on top of it. Nobody can do a bloody thing. EDG, they're just sitting ducks right now. Corralled onto the point, onto the site. It's going to be an easy plan. Chichu late to the party. And again, it's a difficult scenario. Has to clutch this one out. And Giants, you know they're going to be playing that properly. Swinging it together, counting it down. And it's a 9-3 half. That's what we're looking at. Not for EDG, but for Giants, who have come into this with all the preparation in the world.
My God, what a half from Giants. And preparation, I think, being the name of the game there. Their game plan was so sublime. I mean, going for the contact play when Kang doesn't have the AWP, and then speeding it up when he does, and making sure he couldn't find any value. Kang is 6 and 10 right now. Show me another half where he's done that.
Yeah, let's send it down to the desk to talk about it so far.
Appreciate it, fellas, and wow, Giants look good as they managed to hold off EDG 9-3 and look fantastic doing so. We actually do have some highlights to break all that down because it really felt like, Sean, Giants came into this with a game plan, and that game plan's working.
Yeah, and this Rhyme on the breach, I felt like he was so important with his utility, right? The fault lines pushing off Kang from a lot of those off angles. The second they found where Kang was on the map, they would immediately pounce on him. They wouldn't go the opposite way, which is something we saw a lot of in Tokyo. They actually overwhelmed him with a lot of utility, and this just shows how drilled Giants were entering this map.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Their spacing was on point. They're getting these trades on site, and like you said, their whole game plan is to counter him. I feel like they find him, they util bomb him, wave after wave of util. You know, you have the Omen flash, you got the Sky flashes, the breach stuns.
Yeah.
It was beautiful, and man, that Fitinho.
I'm
Dude,
so glad you mentioned it because
wow,
we got it lined up. Here it is once again.
Look at this.
It was an impossible ask for him to even get
He's
two.
aimbot.
He
What?
gets 2 and then turns it into 4.
That's crazy.
Just throw the grenade. You know? It's just wild, man.
Every kill comes from a 90-degree flick. That's so insane.
I've only seen one other player do stuff like this, and I told Sean earlier, it's like my buddy Corey, he was like, he's a fantastic gamer, but I didn't realize he had it like that.
That was
I didn't
EDG's
realize
comeback into
Coutinho
the
was
game.
like that, man.
Yeah, he literally shut down the comeback too.
Yep, that's right. Brendan Sideshow noted they needed that round or else it would have been on a bad buy, and then lo and behold, they're on a bad buy after that one.
Must-win pistol now for EDG, in my opinion.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. This pistol is going to be so important here for EDG. We'll see if they can pull this one off, and let's send it back over to Brendan Sideshow.
Thank you very much, guys. Yeah, it's always the danger. You know, you turn up at these big events as well, you make a deep run at things like EDG. It does put a target on your back. It gives your opponents tape to work off.
And to be honest with you, I think Giants would have put this level of prep into any of their first-round opponents. Look at the different setups that they can run here, too. They have cam contact, and then Rhyme can go for a stun. I think the desk are absolutely right. This is a must-win pistol round for EDG, and yet the pistol rounds have been one of the areas in which Giants have demonstrated their prep the best across their win in LCQ, and the first one that we saw here today. It is silence out there.
Oh, yeah. Entirely. I mean, almost to the point where they're just AFK. I mean, they're looking back and forth like, okay. Do you smell a tech pause?
I smell it. I smell something.
Yeah.
We're in sewers right now.
I'm smelling something. It might be a tech pause. I mean, either that or they're just going to be taking a go at things. Sip of water. Was it YZ the other day? Just getting spammed through the wall, ice cold.
I mean, Giants must not have a clue what's going on here. Giants
Yeah,
are
just nothing revealed.
absolutely lost.
Yeah, I mean...
They're completely lost. Like, where are these guys? Wait, are they contacting through B Heaven? How's that happened? Yeah, I mean, it's must
30
be
seconds left.
a round
Yeah,
two over
there's
for
some,
something or other
there's
here.
some issue, something
But-
going on.
But I mean, this is serious pressure on EDG right now too.
Rhyme is going to be, his finger's going to be hurting. He's holding this phone line for about a minute. Bro, he's, yeah.
The good part here is, though, you know, if things do get redone,
10 seconds
Giants did
left.
not reveal a thing, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's no trap play or anything that's had to be redone. All right,
been
so it looks
revealed.
like there's some kind of monitor issue, perhaps, that they're getting resolved up there on the stage. But it's a big round to have something like that happen. Thankfully, before any of the action actually kicked off.
Yeah.
But my word, the pressure on EDG currently. Now, I do want to take this moment, Brent, to talk a little bit about the series at large. Because while Giants have demonstrated an excellent approach to this map, completely deconstructing the way that EDG want to play it, this is a map that they got to choose, and it's also a map where we've seen them be good already. One of the weird things about Giants winning in LCQ was that they only had to play 2 matches and 3 different maps to qualify. So we have not seen Giants map pool tested. We don't know where they're weak particularly. We don't know how deep they go. They haven't played. They've played Bind once this year, and it was with Cloud playing Yoru, trolling with their compositions in the finals of LCQ because the seeding, as far as they were concerned, wasn't as important.
Yeah.
And Ascent too, we haven't seen them play it in a long time. They didn't play it at all in LCQ. So I really don't know what to expect from Giants as they get tested later on in this series. It was imperative to me that they start out on a good footing here with a map pick, with some anti-stratting, and I think so far they have delivered with this 9-3 half. The goal here for Giants to be able to deliver a big upset is to close this one out and find some kind of similar win on Bind or Ascent wherever they feel the most comfortable.
Yeah, absolutely. You've probably been piecing together the clues as well, watching the camera. So there was a monitor issue. I believe it was Kang Kang. And so we're getting that solved very quickly as well. We'll see the pistol round replayed from the beginning. We'll be getting into that one. This is nice. Little Cypher cam.
I like it. I like it.
Dropping down. I completely agree with your prior point. I mean,
you start to get worried when the cam pings someone, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's when you get in trouble.
That's when you're concerned.
Does the Cypher cam do damage? I can't remember.
No, does the cam do damage?
Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it?
No.
I'm pretty sure when you tag somebody, it does like a tiny amount of damage. Am I capping?
I mean, I think that sounds like cap to me.
I think it happens. I don't know.
No.
Maybe I'm confusing it with a bug when you can just give it weapons.
I think you might be confusing it with a trip as well. A trip does like 5 damage.
Oh, it does, yeah. I mean, well, let me know how wrong I am on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be getting back into the pistol round as soon as it's ready. Rolling it back, starting from the get-go. Gives us more time to talk as well, just about that prior point that you were making. I mean, we haven't seen too much map pull depth from Giants.
We haven't. And on the other side of things, EDG are in a very different psychological position right now. Yinsu discussed it a little bit when she was just talking to Kang at the start of the day, when they arrived. But they come into this tournament as favorites in certain matches. They're not tournament favorites, but in a game like this, most people are expecting EDG to win. And that puts different amounts of, not necessarily pressure, but different expectations on your shoulders. Like you said, a target on your back. And remember, this is the squad that has broken the glass ceiling for Chinese Valorant. They smashed through it at Tokyo, got the first win for China on the international stage. Then they went on a run. Billy have followed up here at Champions immediately. Thank you EDG for showing us the way and have come out with an upset win of their own, which is another big deal for Valorant in China.
The sky's the limit past that point, but I mean, there's a lesson to be learned with a lot of teams, I think, when they head into these tournaments. When you're the underdogs, it's much easier. You go into it.
That's what Nookie said in the press conference. He likes being the underdog.
Yeah, because the pressure's off your shoulders, right? You don't have the expectations, the massive expectations. For EDG, it's much different expectations compared to when they were playing in Tokyo to now. Now, they're looking to try and break the previous ceiling that they set for themselves, trying to get a top 4 finish at a tournament, maybe even go all the way. Different target on your back entirely.
When I see the crowd as well, so amped up about EDG, I think part of that is the run that they made, being able to make, joint 5th, 6th place. Tokyo's very, very good performance. But part of it's this guy right here. It's Kang.
Yeah.
And it's the flashy playstyle with which he plays. And he got completely shut down in the first half. He's one of the players that I'm going to be looking towards on the attack side to open things up. Not necessarily attack side opening, but combining with Smoggy and being able to get those entry kills, rifle in hand, finding that impact. He can choose the areas of the map that he fights over. It's less easy for Giants to funnel him into a certain position, but they do have a ton of utility to stop them kind of bursting through the choke points. So he's going to have challenges, but I think a player like Kang, it kind of relishes a challenge.
Oh yeah. Wants to live up to it. He's already made a name for himself. We'll see if it keeps going as well. Hopefully getting back into the action soon enough. Luckily it happened on the pistol round as well.
Yeah, quite
a nightmare trying to recreate that scenario.
Yeah, I mean the pistol round is extremely simple, extremely simple. In the press conference, the EDG, I think it was their coach, could have been a player, was asked what their expectations were, what their hopes were after making such a good run at Tokyo. And EDG said, we're looking at minimum to be able to replicate what we did at Tokyo. So 5th, 6th finish, deep, but not a top 4 spot, not a podium spot. And then at some point, maybe we can push things even further. But they have the most difficult group. I think when you look at the groups, Group A is a nightmare for any of these teams. Even for PaperX, who just demolished Crew, they are going to have some challenges getting through whoever wins this series.
Absolutely.
It's
Group A. Group of annihilation is what I'm looking at, honestly.
There you go. I like
People have been saying group of death. No. It's Group A, man. That's what you're going to set your sights on. Anyway, we're going to need a little bit more time to get the server ready and started. So we're going to toss down, actually, to an interview with Kang that was recorded earlier. So take it away.
I am joined right now by an international legend. It is Kang from EDG, and Iris here joining me as well, and you're going to help with some translation. Thank you very much, Iris. Now, the first thing I wanted to do, Kang, is to show you a clip of you, because at Tokyo, you'll remember this, you did something that was so incredibly cool and cold, and I want to know, Kang, Did you come up with that yourself? How much did you have to practice, and why did you do that in that moment?
其实我记得他这一分是 T1 连续拿了我们很多分之后，然后我吃了一把狙，然后拿了个3个击杀嘛，然后突然当时就终结了他们持续的连胜。我当时就觉得我应该站起来做一些庆祝的动作嘛。然后在比赛前，一村老师跟我就是说过可以做这个动作或者什么，就告诉过我，但是我当时一直没有去做那个动作。但是突然那一瞬间，我就觉得，哦，那一瞬间我觉得我做那个动作一定会很帅，就是那种感觉，然后就站起来做那个动作，然后就呈现了现在这样的感觉吧。
Well, because at that time, I believe it was the game when we were playing against T1, and T1 was taking points consecutively. So I had operator in that round, and I had 3 kills. So after that round, we successfully ended their win streaks at that moment. So I felt like that was the moment probably I could do something. And before the matchup again, our photographer, Itsun, told me that maybe you can try to do some like ceremony thing during the matchup. So to be honest, I didn't plan to do this during the matchup, but that moment just like overwhelmed a little bit. So I stood up and did that ceremony thing.
Yeah, I also like how you said you look cool, because we all agree, right? He looked really, really, really cool. And I also wanted to ask you a little bit about your family, because I know your name, your in-game name, you took your brother's name as well, and I know he came and watched you when you were doing qualifiers for this tournament. So talk to me about how much it meant to you, and how proud do you think he is to be able to watch you compete and also do so well as well?
就首先我认为就是他们这怎么说呢？我觉得他们自豪肯定是十分自豪的，而且就是能感受到他们之前做的那些给我的希望、给我的动力是没有白费的，我没有让他们感到失望。然后就是我看到我哥坐在台下的时候，其实我就有感觉，心里面觉得我是有2份力量的，就是我感觉我在台上的时候不仅只有我，而是我哥哥好像也在我身体里面一样，就是有2份力量在同时去做这件事情，就是感觉特别的兴奋，特别的幸福吧。就在比赛的途中，我不仅仅感受到了快乐、兴奋，我还感受到了我十分的幸福。所以说我就会越来越努力，就拿下那个冠军，是那种感觉。
I can tell for sure they are very proud of me, seeing me perform really well on the stage. And I can say that I didn't fail their hope, their expectations for me. And also, to be honest, when I play on a stage, I feel like I'm not the only one who is fighting on the stage. There's another person, which is my brother. Like his energy is inside my body, so it feels like I have a combination of me and my brother together, fighting and playing matches on the stage. It's a very exciting and a happy moment, like the feeling for me. Also, it kind of motivated me to push me forward and to become a better player.
Thank you for sharing that. And lastly, very quickly, Kang, you have a lot of international fans too. Is there something that you would like to say to them in English?
Yeah. Thank you all of guys who support me or support our teams at Champions. So I will never let you down.
Gotta love him, Kang. Yeah, I mean, just the story behind his alias as well. Carrying forwards his brother's alias, you know, a big supporter for him in esports and competing in general. It is such a sick storyline, and we will be getting started momentarily as well. Just the final few checks, making sure that the monitor's all ready, of course.
And that's the thing, Kang actually hasn't let anybody down at any point in any tournament yet. As Sean was saying it earlier, what happens if he doesn't have a big game? What happens if he doesn't have a big tournament? It's not his individual issues that are causing him to be 6-10 right now on the scoreboard. It's the fact that Giants have come up with a game plan that effectively neutralized him in the first half. So that's going to be more of a cerebral answer rather than just trying to frag his way out of those situations. How can he put himself in spots now going forwards from the pistol round onwards to get that value that his mechanics and his ability to play the game at such a high level can allow?
comes down to the game plan right now because we didn't really come up with the right answers for it. I like the look of that. Yeah, that camera shot zooming into the stage. And we're back to it. Please make some noise. EDG versus Giants. Let's get this one started. The second half of Split. Starting off with a pistol round. And it is a must-win pistol round, if you remember all the way back to what the desk was talking about.
And from what we've seen with Giants, it looks like they're trying to set a couple of traps around the map. So they have cam contact over towards A. They can throw a fault line based off that. Fatinho's just prodding in mid to try and bait out a bit of utility early. And then they have flashes, they have paranoia. Issues if you try to get into B.
Just the beginning, spotted out there, Fatinho. Another peek of it, can hear the Trailblazer. Straight up the gut, into mid. It's Kang who's taking the space off of it. Fast, isn't it? Right behind it.
I'm also interested in the buy here from Kang. He's gone for double blast pack, a classic, and armor, which indicates to me that they've actually got a set plan for this pistol round that involves him going really deep on an entry.
Nobody catching the jump peek of Cloud. Cloud now going to be calling, wait guys, could still be lurking around B. But in reality, EDG are grouped up. This cam hasn't been dealt with. Not sure when it's going to be spotting them, but now they're starting to burst out. Spots the feet. That's going to be the call. Giants now need to be ready for this one. Time being bored as well. There's a few crucial seconds of hesitancy, but EDG finally getting into it. Double satchel over the top! Right into his face! Nuki did not stand a chance, but they still need to get into the side and get this planted towards the backside of Elbow. Ryan will fall. Drop to his knees there. Still Fatinho chunked down, 22 health, waiting for the rest of his team here. Cloud, no heal in the back pocket, won't be able to top his teammate back up. Close to the corner here. Enough fuel left for Chichu. Obstacle created right in front of them. Comes down to all these timings and a sense of it. They just miss each other still. Plays towards screens. Kang. 4 kills. Give the people what they want. Hoodie spotted from the top. Will he get more? Not quite. It's the ace in the pistol.
You want some more value from Kang? He's gonna deliver. Instantly positive after a rough first half. I love how he's done this. So he throws his nade early towards Elbow, and that forces anybody anchoring the site into that spot at the back of the maps. And he double blast packs, he knows that they're gonna be there. He has the classic, he can right click, and from there goes on a tear. Ridiculous pistol round from Kang, set up right from the beginning with the buy that he went for. Beautiful stuff, bringing it to Giants. That might make this map a little more competitive.
Yeah, that was the beginning they needed.
It was a must-win.
Bulldogs across the board, with the exception of Kang. He's saving a bit of extra pocket change. Wants an op for Christmas.
Giants are just going for the full gamble stack over towards A. This is probably going to be a little bit of a slow round. EDG filling things out, looking to try and avoid a stack like this. This would be an incredible map for Giants to take early. Brent, we know that EDG have been dominant in China, and you know they've been playing well recently at the international level too. They're currently on a 20-map win streak on Split. EDG have not lost on Split in 726 days since August 2021. I mean, that's what Giants are currently on the verge of doing. Something historic here.
And of course, that, what was it, 20 wins in a row?
20 wins in a row on Split. Taking down PaperX, BLG, Team Liquid, all of those teams and more domestic teams within China. And even when they lost in 2021, it was in overtime. So they just haven't had a situation quite like this one in a while. The question is whether Giants can hold on and close out.
Aodong might be the recipient of some ult orbs if he can hit the shots here, because Giants, yeah, the gamble stack didn't pay off, but they are encroaching out towards. Flash, info gained. They know where they are. Still got to be careful of this one. Everybody actually seeking to meet them, with the exception of Kang out towards the side. This is lovely util, gliding up, looking to see if they can take some of these guns away. Great nade. Spike detonated right to
Nuki needs to die.
Nuki does need to die, and he will do just that. So, not the healthiest round in the world for EDG. Kang was actually not present there. He wasn't able to, he wasn't able to save a Bulldog.
It's not the worst in the world either, though, because one of their players only bought a Ghost into that round, so they're still going to have, you know, 2 Bulldogs, a rifle that they can bring in. In theory, it might be possible for Kang even to get up to his showstopper. He's pondering whether or not to go for the YZ Judge play.
He's wondering, feeling inspired. I think we all were. I was about to ruin Ranked after I watched that game.
For your team, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, fast play from EDG, looking to try and trap somebody with that pull up towards ramp. They note the trip very early on. Nuki's got a cam behind it too, though.
Amount of players just waiting right beside Smoggy. Here with the Trailblazer, as soon as that's spotted, they want to just try and burst out onto him. Updrafts, a bound, and right round the corner, and into the fray. Kang snare, and Kang strikes. The duelist duo, not only grabbing the 2 before only falling down, but mid, complete control of it lost. EDG were quick to just take up all of that space once more. Now the trips are tripping them up. But only for a second here. Now they can start to get themselves into the site. The peek attempt by Nuki. Will he get the kill? As he will not.
Bit of a whiff there from Nuki. He had a chance to make that round winnable. And this is a massive bonus. And this is what I'm talking about. It's one thing to go up significantly against a team based on prep work and having great ideas, hitting great form. But you still need to close things out. And giving EDG a bonus round here, off the back of essentially what was a failed punish. Again, the idea is great from Giants. They know that when they use a dog like that and they use a pull, there's going to be a player inserted and posted on A ramp. So they use their own utility to try and clear out Smoggy. And Smoggy ends up being like a little piece of worm on the end of a string that just pulls him along. He is.
Yeah. Pulls out the utility, pulls out the attempt to just clear him out of that position, and lo and behold, there's Kang waiting with just the Judge in hand as well. They double up. Get the team the advantage, create enough space as well. It just worked their way all the way through into mid.
And suddenly, this economy blooming for Redwood Gaming.
Yeah.
Looking fantastic here. And starting to get up to some big ultimates too. I mean, Kang is only going to be 1 away from his showstopper now, which is certainly something that he could use probably in the round after this one, to be honest.
Enough money for Kang as well. You were paying attention to the economy situation. He had, I believe, 6K in the bank. And yeah, purchase online with the operator on. God, see how this one plays out already. There's going to be players right in front of him. It's a clash and a brawl for B main. What util will be used to try and set them up? It's a TP across with the dog, and Giants have gained control of that one early. It's going to be called out. They spot too many players, not too sure. But the angle's lost by Kang. He will still be pushing up onto it. A tap onto the orb. Vitinho is trying to bait it. It's narrow.
That's very close. And the confidence, how bold Kang is to reclaim this space, essentially all on his own.
No, he's got no util really to set this up. Look at this. I mean, he's just clearing the corner of a classic.
Yeah, but that's given his team so much control. There's a lot of squads that would have just respected the fact that Giants have presence in the garage and chosen not to challenge that for the rest of the round.
This could still go wrong, though. There's a paranoia being held by Hoodie, and he's at the back of the site. A nade, still waiting, and a rifle in the hands of Vitinho. There's a flash, missing that initial shot. Paranoia was sent flying. Another smoke as well to set this one up towards the back of the site. Hoodie is staying alive, but not for long. Watch the fall on all of the angles. Vitinho is the only one who could do some serious work there with the rifle. Nuki seeking to at least make it a bit more damaging. He will not do so. 7-9. That momentous lead the Giants hurt themselves. They are finding it difficult to hold on to it.
And that's the issue with those 9-3 leads. I mean, the reason why it's such a curse. You get a pistol and a bonus, and suddenly it's right back to being an almost even game. It's ridiculous. The way that Kang is set up for that first peek through B main towards Rafters, it's a double swing, where he has nobody kind of jiggling in front of him before he swings, baits the shot, draws the crosshair just a fraction away, and allows him to hit the shot. This is a trap play. This is a nasty one, actually.
There won't be any players looking to walk into it, not for now at least.
Seen a bunch of squads try to run this one, so cam contact is going to trigger the fault line from Rhyme. Vitinho watching, but can also blast back through with his showstopper.
Yeah.
It's deadly.
Should be securing a kill, but it's slow going. The attacking protocol. Dog doesn't see too much.
But you do see Fatinho and Rhyme for a moment there glance over towards A ramp just as the Viper ultimate, as the Viper utility was cycled, making sure that they aren't getting lurked up on. There's no threat there. The question is, does EDG fall for this?
They're walking into it.
It's not the cam that sees the toes. They can't do this if they go towards B heaven.
Smoke in their face, propped up here all the way to B heaven as a showstopper right behind Fatinho with the triple.
Unreal.
Nasty surprise. And now, heads on a swivel, EDG do not know what to do. It's held on. He'd have to ace.
30 seconds left.
He gains this space, but Cloud right towards the back. Yeah, shuts it down. Prime Gaming flawless. All weapons intact.
And you couldn't ask the trap play to work any better. It wasn't off the cam's contact there. It was off noise being made in B heaven, and Hoodie shoots the paranoia that forces people back into Mail and back into the rocket.
I love this from Giants, I really do.
It's all prep based, isn't it? It's just lovely, lovely plan.
It's all facilitated by the supportive players. Been singing the praises all day long of players like Cloud, Hoodie, and Rhyme, but Paranoia is the util. It's been very good.
Blinded.
Stem the bleeding for now. EDG looked like they were really on the cusp of equalizing in terms of the rounds, but now it has been slowed down. Still enough money to buy though for EDG. Wall dropped.
And not just buy. Kang has another operator.
Oh, the jump spot. Nuki! That's brave of you. Facing into it. He thought he'd be favored.
He just shouldn't be able to hit quick scopes like that.
But he's so consistent.
It's ridiculous.
Never seen anything like it. Sean was talking about it on the desk. As a player in his type of form, Fatinho, he needed to answer back, and he does, with Smoggy falling now. But Kang's right there, taking up the space, and they're watching for all sorts of pushes. Outdong still slowing it down, still not shying away from this fight either. Seekers pointing directly to where Hoodie is, spamming it down, sidestepping the spacing, good enough, but still there's a smoke in their faces. Uses the TP, and he will get out of dodge. Hightail out of there, survives, and buying time for the rest of his team.
But this is still going to be a very difficult 2v3. They have Fault Line and Paranoia. Potential to make something happen here, but Chishu's orb is good. It's going to be nasty.
Here it is, Fault Line Paranoia as well. There's the info. Ult's being committed. Hoodie to the back corner. It's cleared out though. We'll give him good information. He knows there's one player there, but now you have to second guess things really. How do the Giants get through this? Do they want to do it? Exactly.
There's no point saving. They have good weaponry, and it's more important to damage EDG's economy.
The layers of util though are so good right now. EDG have slowed it to a crawl. The pull, the snake bite. Now they're making a go of things, but Kang is there. He takes the first peek, takes the player out. Warp goes right back up as well, and the decision has been made for him with Rhyme. He's going to be chased down for his gun. You know, he's got enough to buy for the next. It doesn't really do too much in terms of harm to the economy.
Yeah, but trying to go for the 1v3, very difficult compared to the two. Kang's operator, it just puts the fear of God into you. I mean, he takes it for a walk up A ramp and catches Fatinho after already finding value earlier in the round, and then picks people up in the post plan. How, in what world is he hitting that?
It's all Nuki trying to punish the missed shot onto Rhyme with the jump spot.
Absolutely it is.
And yet still he pulls out magic.
I mean, in theory, Nuki is favored there, but unless he hits the headshot instantly, Kang is so talented, and it's just, it feels like he's figured something out about the op that nobody else knows. I mean, he's just got the timing on those quick scope shots down to a T.
Yeah, like nobody's business. Here we go. The beginning to the round. Close corner. Held up by Cloud. He'll be able to take contact maybe when push gets a little bit deeper into the choke point. Kang is almost pre-aiming for the headshot angle. He is taking the space. Haven't really made too much noise. Haven't really spoke about this as well. Fatinho is also purchased into the operator, watching that down mid. There's no sign of it. Hoodie holding the Paranoia now.
Yeah, this is off Cloud's contact. Cloud is holding an off angle where he thinks it's impossible that Kang Checks this.
Stars placed down. There's a trigger. As soon as a flash is used, Hoodie sends it flying. There's a smoke. Blocks him off through the choke point. A bit of counter spam as well.
It's all just a fake.
And yeah, it has faked it almost entirely. The rotation's been pulled. Giants, none the wiser here. None the wiser.
But it's going to be very slow for EDG to get into A. There is still a chance that Rhyme's utility could be there in time to help Nuki. But they're not rotating quickly enough.
And it is all on Nuki. There's a setup. Will he be able to persevere? Trip is good. Catch onto Smoggy. Neural Theft now online. It's going to get some highlights. Can he hit the shot through the cage? It is carnage and chaos. He can't quite do it, but time to flood in. Giants have just toppled over. All the ults. And it's enough to snowball the advantage into a round win. Cloud forced to just scurry away, keep the rifle. EDG just need one more round. It'll be even.
I don't think Giants got the read early enough that that was a fake. When EDG are running the double duelist composition like that, and the Cosmic Divide goes down, and they're throwing Sky Utility, if there isn't immediately a Jet and Raze going forwards, you know, within 5 seconds, I think you can afford to drop at least one player away to the other side and consider that. Haodong is a very smart caller. He's gonna roll a couple of these fake rounds in there every now and then. We've seen them do it in the tournaments in China. We've seen them do it in Tokyo too. They are not a one-dimensional team. They have a lot of range to what they do. And Giants just didn't quite get the read there early enough to be able to help Nuki as he was getting overwhelmed on site. Instead, the flood came through and EDG were ready for it.
And this could have been, I mean, it could have been a very different outcome. Nuki gets value there.
Or if Rhyme wins that duel, right?
Yeah.
There's a possibility there that if he goes 1-for-1, there's still a chance. But yeah, all hopes were really on Nuki. And a timeout's going to be called there. You saw that reaction from Pipson. He wasn't particularly happy with what was occurring. We'll see what kind of thing Giants adjust, or if indeed they just try to grab control by running more of their set plays, more of the traps.
But it has thoroughly slipped away from them.
Oh yeah, any lead is now diminished.
Yeah, the timeline looking all on the side of EDG with the attack. And it's the worst case scenario really if you're a coach or player as well. You blink and you miss it. You think you're up at the half, you lose the pistol round, all right, still we're in it, we're Yiko. Okay, fair enough, you lose that round. Then you lose the bonus, and then it just begins to snowball out of control. Before you know it, you're sat at the precipice now, where what was a very solid forward lead is about to be evened up.
And this is where the mental game comes through too. Because despite the fact that Giants are up 10-9, it feels like you're losing. Because you're losing your grip of the advantage that you already had when the game was paused during the timeout and you were feeling great about things. And the flux of emotions, you have to make sure you don't get washed away.
All this with Coutinho really hitting. I mean, still a top performer for their team.
Yeah.
And the ideas have been good, and yet still EDG are doing this much damage.
Well, that's what happens when you play against the top squad.
Rhyme's holding. Form of utility, just waiting for something there. Not quite. Not going to be getting the Q. Let anything loose. Still slow going, and it's going to be the case quite often, you know, when Kangkang's got the operator on the attack side. Not going to see too many bursty plays.
And the issue for Giants, how do you hold against this off? You can't hold every angle at once, and EDG are going to flash you, pressure you with various pieces of utility off. Can you repeak? Can you get information? Or are you too scared about getting hit by that Kangkang op that could be anywhere at any time because EDG do not give you very many cues?
Cam spotting out. Nobody going to be removing it, actually. Pretty crucial. But 50 seconds in the round.
These trips also that Nuki's put in mid are vitally important because it means that Giants don't have to peek for information towards mid, towards, you know, Male or B Heaven. They don't have to try and run into Kangkang's operator. They can leave those traps just doing what they're doing.
Now they hear it. Trailblazers going to get used to that choke point again. Dash forwards from Smoggy. Where's the follow-up over on top of the corner? Hoodie! There was no defense, no help out from his teammates. Reinforcements were definitely there, but Nuki, he's left alone now. It's crumbling beneath him. The floor, and even more than that, still, all that space granted to them. It's an attempt to flood in, but time running so damn short. 10-10, what we're staring at.
And it's starting to look shaky from Giants. The pressure perhaps getting to them, realizing they had an opportunity and are letting it slip. I think Hoodie was late there on the paranoia. No smoke for himself. Nuki missing the pop on the cage too. Shaky individual stuff from the two anchors that had to deal with all of that pressure from EDG. A little shake of the head there tells you everything you need to know. 4 players over towards A right now.
Rolling Thunder. Not sure if they wanted to try and use something off of it, but no. Just a snake bite thrown out.
Cam's trips in the same kind of spot. I mean, that says to me that that was Pipson's biggest kind of input in the timeout. You know, if I was to speculate.
Natural. Okay, Fatinho.
What's he up to there?
Yeah, I mean, maybe getting a little bit too brave, but he does back away. And they are backing entirely away. I mean, just look at the minimap. The defensive setup has given up entirely on that A main choke point while the spike is drifting towards that direction. EDG, they set in, again, that prior conditioning. There's nobody who was sending in his util, but that's a good indicator. Cloud, he also has the Seekers. If he chooses to use them right now, it's going to be a great tell. Tino getting back up onto the angle. Here's the Seekers now. And yeah, this will spot this one out.
Where does Rhyme?
Towards them.
Where and when does Rhyme use his ultimate?
It's going to be the big difference maker.
I assume it's going to be used pre-planned.
All the way further back here, running themselves into mid. Bait and switch. The trip is triggered, and this is causing a bit of confusion into the mix, into the ranks of Giants. They're calling all sorts now, wondering where this is going. There's still one more trip to catch this contact, but I mean, the more this clock gets ran down, the more this Rolling Thunder is just going to be denying everything, just baiting and removing these util. They pulled these players all over the place.
20 seconds.
20 seconds now. Rolling Thunder just to try and stall them out. Giants are flooding right back into elbow. Foul line still being held. EDG, they are not getting themselves anywhere right now. All this util is bogging them down. They cannot get into the site. They have to win these duels out and more, and it's just not going to happen. The plan has to be stuck. It's broken down, and Giants have the answer.
Excellent response from Giants there. EDG were a little too late and a little too slow in terms of how they pathed around the map. Yes, they broke all of those Cypher setups, but there was only 25 seconds left by the time they were causing that level of chaos. Oh, and they still had Rhyme's ultimate to be able to use. Love the pace adjustment from Giants. Taking it slow, using the Cypher utility in mid so that they don't have to challenge Kangkang, and making the operator a liability that uses too much time to find an advantage. But they still need another two. And they've not been fast coming.
But it has been good signs from Giants ever since the timeout. Good changes to the overall setup. This time removing the trips though, taking them away from mid. They know Hoodie's been playing there. They know Hoodie's been playing there.
Great read.
It's been multiple rounds in a row.
And that's just very smart players. A small adjustment on the fly. Something that Giants are often good at themselves, getting a taste of their own medicine.
With Hoodie falling, it has pulled players over towards B. And again, nobody just conditioning with this Sky utility. There's not too much after this one. Fatinho, nasty angle to hold. Crouched up, you don't really expect that. You are nobody trying to take that space, but it has made the correct call and read and decision. Cosmic Divide, though, won't be able to follow up on these trips, actually. Nuki cannot spam it, and he's still holding for it. I mean,
is that push from Chishu?
Chishu did not need to push that. He was lit up entirely. His position was noted. Here's a flash play, flooding right back in. Giants are coming at them with a vengeance into the back of the site. Kang is the last one left here. The adjustment, the flick, but he's got so much to do, and not enough resources. He made a bloody good go of it, though.
Can you imagine if there had been one less player from Giants there? I mean, that's an unfathomable 3K even to begin with. But the fact that Giants had enough players to be able to weather that kind of storm and still win the round is ludicrous. That gets Giants up to mat point. That play.
A critical turn.
And a critical error as well from Chishu there. I mean, throwing his life away for no reason.
Completely
going
agree.
through his own Cosmic Divide. I think he got scrambled. You know, he's inside Smoggy's Cloud Burst, getting caught, I believe, by the trap wire. I mean, Edward struggle into game in these final two rounds. They're going to have to get game in again.
No, you're right. The critical error, man. I mean, if you think Chishu stays alive in that instance,
maybe it makes all the difference.
One extra body, I mean, you got to think it does. If Kangkang's hitting shots like that at the end.
Yeah. This time, though, another crucial element a little earlier in the round. It was another fake attempt from EDG, right? Haron calls another fake, but this time Giants got the read on the fake way earlier. And they did that by throwing a fake flash out from Cloud and double swinging, with Cloud and Rhyme both clearing B main and realizing there's nobody there. We need to scramble to A, because this is going to be a hit and there's only Nuki home. That time they were able to get there exactly when required. Nuki found a kill on a player who made a mistake, and it changed the entire course of the round. Giants have ults here to close out, but the same could be said on the other side to keep things closer.
One more round is all that's needed for Giants. EDG trying to stay alive in the map. Get to OT, drag it all the way. Those ults will be a problem. Think how much damage Vitinho's been able to do. Not just damage, but yeah, op battle into mid. Angle one! And Vitinho! Oh, he shuts him down. Kang. It's rare to see him lose a fight like that.
Vitinho favored being the defender in that position, but it doesn't mean much a lot of the time against Kang. Still, great shot, great reaction. And that's taking the star player out, the superstar player from EDG. Giants poised, ready to win split.
Taking map number one would be huge.
And breaking a 20-map win streak for EDG on this map.
I've got your trail.
Almost unheard of. Seekers offloaded now to give that information, and the call is made to try and burst into this one as a trademark, or at least a trip up top. That's going to be broken towards the corner of the site. Nothing to really clear this one out. They don't have the util from the Raze. Kang went down earlier, and Nuki, what a player he is. Neural Thefts out! Nobody! He's going to try and salvage this. It's 2 versus 2, and time still available. Howdong though, he's running. Does not know that Cloud is close. And here's the Trailblazer. Nobody's done the most here, but can he do even more? Left. It would have to be incredible. Doubled up Giants, leaving no gaps. But as I say, that's 6 bullets! Nobody is an animal!
What a moment for nobody. What a moment. The fake tap and the swing. The Red Bull clutch is just ludicrous there. Absolute ridiculous moment. It looked like Giants had everything wrapped up. I mean, it wasn't just what nobody was able to do, but Howdong finding a pick on the other side of things. The momentum swung so quickly.
Insane.
Hoodie's got a sheriff.
Yeah, we're seeing the battle take place, aren't we? Out towards it, risks need to be taken. Vitinho's pushing into them. There needs to be the trade. There is, but as backup, Giants have stacked this one hard and fast. Kang's only got the judge, for God's sake. Caught into the corner, the Cloudburst and a nade, trying to bail him out with the snake bites, but it is all over the place. Pandemonium at its core, and it's left down to this. Players are done, damage is done. Can they collect the kills?
Cloud was too weak.
It's a scramble.
It's absolute chaos in the final round of regulation.
2 versus 2 though. Not pulling the punches. There's no disguising where they are landing. Hoodie, 22 health. He gets the kill. Spike drop down. It's all up to Chichu. Overtime or a map win for Giants. And Giants more than favored now. Set up for it. They know where the spike is. Nasty shot. Doesn't know where Hoodie is. No gun picked up. Orb placed up. He has time. 40 seconds. Slow it down all the way. Oh, it's dropped! And Chichu, it's the back-to-back Red Bull clutches. We are going to overtime.
That is just unfathomable from EDG. The two of their players would step up like that. 10 to 12.
You're kidding.
And they get back-to-back 4K 1v2 clutches from Nobody and Chishu. Pipson can't believe it. I can't believe it. At this point, what more can Giants do? What more can they do to set themselves up into favored positions and close things out?
The roar of the crowd behind them. EDG. It's brought to overtime. Get over the hurdle and bring it all the way here. Giants should have been set up for it. Leading in the map for most of the time, but what a task they've had.
When you're playing against a top squad, the final round can be the most difficult. Actually putting them away and securing the map win can feel like a mountain to climb.
Time to collect themselves, so already into this one. Lovely full line of Paranoia again. Howdong out into the open. Kang falls. He was dropping down, trying to at least capitalize off of all of that, but there was no real util to set him up. It's a 3v5, and Giants, they have the post plant. Forward position from Vitinho. theory, this should be wrapped up. It's going to have to take, again, massive moments, but we've already seen it from EDG. Can they do it once more, 3 times in a row? Cloud out wide. Still close to the corner for Tino. He's cleaned up, he's traded. Chichu has been consistent with it, but not consistent enough. Giants with the hammer and anvil, they're slamming it down now. They find themselves once more at map point.
This is going to be Giants' third opportunity to put EDG away on split. It took unbelievable heroics, incredible moments for EDG to hang on. Now they're going to be asked to do it again. In both of these OT situations, they've not gone for that glass cannon operator. Kankan just picking up a rifle, trying to do it the old-fashioned way. This is great as well from Giants at the start of this round. They've smoked off towards B, faking garage control.
This play, somebody's contact, some form of it. The util, the dog actually does connect there. Might throw something else into the mix. Yeah, the nade clears them all the way out. So an attempt of a trap play, foiled ever so slightly. Still some slight damage being done, but Cypher setup still intact. The rest of EDG making their way to A.
Can Giants get the read? Or are EDG going to have a site here that only has Nuki and Rhyme defending it? God, what awareness there, putting down the cage because they know that A Heaven's been a favored area for EDG to go towards.
Lost control of it.
The trap still hasn't been broken. I mean, in theory, they still have control over A Heaven.
Flash pushing them back. There's 40 seconds left. Time could start to become a problem here, but now they start to flood all the way through. Aftershock. Look at that util again. Rhyme is just slowing it all the way down to buy time for the rest of the team. And Nuki holding his ground down. Updraft, dash over the top. Smoggy does not have a clue. And Giants are here, ready to play, ready to end it. It's 2 that left to stand. EDG, they can't withhold it. Surely not. Nobody in G2. Bullets running out!
Not again!
They're not winning their fights, but a spike out in the open, and Heaven control is still there for Giants.
No way!
Cloud falls! It's up to Hoodie! Denied it! Spike there though, picked up, and a plant. Now for nobody. 1 versus 1. Stay alive, TP, Hoodie. Down on the ground, a flash, no connection, paranoia either side. It's all about timing! And nobody wins it!
I can't believe what I'm seeing here, Bren! Another 4K, another clutch. They won't go quietly into the night. Every time Giants have an advantage. EDG respond. EDG are going to take a tactical timeout here. I mean, what is the coach going to say? Just keep clutching, boys?
Yeah, I mean, God knows.
It's just impossible. It's absolutely impossible what they're doing.
And you just think it's not possible. I mean, I'm staring at that situation. 2 players left alive. They're out in the open. They shouldn't be favored in any of the fights they're taking. Yet somehow, winning it out. Multiple rounds in a row now. Think about what this is inflicting on Giants as a team. We're going to another round of OT. It's a timeout call, and you can feel it. Look at that. I mean, Pibson, he's got more than a few words to say.
Yeah, that is frustration showcased. You know, there's a couple of ways that you can approach this mentally for Giants. You can think to yourself, we've been in control the whole time. We were up 12-10, we're up 12-11, we're up 13-12. We've always had the opportunity. They've not had a single map point. We're eventually going to win this. That's the optimistic way of looking at it. On the other side of things, you can think to yourself, why can't we close it out? What's wrong with us? Why do we keep peeking? Why are we throwing these opportunities away? It's all about how you frame it mentally, and that's going to affect how you perform. Kang has the op. He's on the other side of the map. Not a factor.
For a fast player, looks like, yep, setting themselves up for it, aren't they? Satchel is going to cost once more. Damage is done, though, for Tino. He's dropped to 70 health. There is a heal online. Bring him back up to full with armor. Still, Cloud clearing the way. Trailblazer getting a lot of information here. EDG looking to still hold on to that A-Heaven control, using util of their own now. It's traded back and forth. The smokes, flash in his face. Smoggy, great disengage, staying alive for now. Looks like the hit's starting to come through, but EDG, they still have players ready and waiting. They're gonna have to find this one with raw firepower. Giants finding it a difficult task to chew through, or are they? Rhyme He's found his mark and found more than that. The plant starting to go down. No one watching that corner. Spike. It's planted. Swoggy's there. Only with the shorty, though. Not enough to get the job done once more. 14 to 13. How many times are we going to find ourselves in this position?
This time, though, team leader IGL Rhyme steps up, delivering some gorgeous shots. That 2K in heaven onto Kanka and Haodong is beautiful. And look how much it's hyped